If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Levi's, Plow and Hearth, Adidas, Sephora, and Neiman Marcus. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. And it's easy to use. And you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
Welcome to Untamed Blossoms, the podcast where we celebrate the untamed journey of womanhood. Here, we tell the stories of incredible women who have embraced their authenticity, inspiring others to do the same.
From entrepreneurs to artists, activists to adventurers, we share triumphs, challenges, and the beauty of self-discovery. These are the stories of women blazing their own trails, breaking free, and blooming unapologetically.
Join us to connect, be inspired, and celebrate the power of women's stories. Together, let's rewrite the rules and embrace our wildness.
Welcome to Untamed Blossoms. I'm your host, Amanda Riley.
And I'm Christy Riley. Welcome to the show, everybody.
We're just talking about body changes, skin flaps.
Should be laughing at you. I want to comment on your Facebook post. Maybe it was on Instagram too. I don't know, but I saw it on Facebook. And you put May and June's pictures in.
Oh, yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
The picture of your arms, fucking jacked.
Thank you.
I was like, damn.
I will say one was in our elevator and the lighting is just
It looked great.
exquisite. And I was holding envelopes to go mail and I looked in the little reflection and I was like, goddamn.
I got to get a picture of this. It looked great.
You know, I am really actually very proud of my strength accomplishments in feeling stronger.
Well, you've been working really hard.
Yeah, but still days where you look down and you have a skin flap hanging over your skirt and you're like, Jesus Christ, after all this?
Listen, radical acceptance. She
it.
is a beautiful vessel. She's been through a lot. We have put these things through a lot, these meat suits.
Meat sacks,
She's still showing up for us. You know what I mean? Every day.
I do want to say meat suit, maybe. Meat sack, definitely. Because it looks like, you know, like a hacky sack or like a cornhole sack when it's like hanging off the side. That's like literally my skin right now. So
listen,
cool.
I like to think of it as, you know, both, you know, and it depends on the angle, right? When you open up your phone and the camera's on and you're like, oh God, you know, but you come up here and you're like, oh, I look cute. I just think it's the same. It's all about the angle, right? Like you catch yourself in the elevator and you're like, I'm fucking shit.
Yeah, that was a good angle for
right?
example.
And then later you're like, oh, I have a skin flap somewhere. I just think it's all about perspective and angles of the dangle, if you will. And sometimes it's flattering and sometimes it's not. And it's okay.
It's
all perfect.
It's really bizarre, the changes within your body and how you feel. Like I felt my thighs looked so much better when I was at a different weight. And now they're so strong.
So strong.
Ooh, looks like some pastrami on the inside of these thighs. And I'm like, well, that's a lot of hard work for that to be happening. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining by any means, you know. It just is. It's
little nitpicky things that I think women do with their bodies always.
Yeah.
That we're always like, it's never good enough, right? And I've been trying to really practice, like,
yeah,
this is not great, whatever it is I'm pointing at the time. And especially as you get older in menopause and different things sag and droop and, whatever. There's a lot of things that are happening. You start to get skin in places. You start to get crinkly skin, as skin thins. All this stuff is happening. And I'm determined to age gracefully and not get injections and not put poison in my body, but work out hard.
Yeah.
Be strong.
Yep.
I want to be able to chase my grandkids away. And you know what? They never look at me and go, Juju, that skin under your neck is starting to get a little wobbly.
They're not.
I never say that.
Yeah. No.
They're just happy that I can toss them in the air and swing them really high and chase them.
Yeah. That's all.
And so I'm just grateful that my body is letting me do all that.
Yeah. No, it's fair. I think that's.
And it still looks this good.
It's a great way to look at it. You look great.
Thank you.
Everything's great. These bodies are great.
Great. Everything's great. Great.
But if they could work with us a little more sometimes, that would be helpful.
Listen. And then, there are surgeries.
Yeah, you've seen me in a hospital.
I don't think it's going to go well for you.
No.
There also might be some other treatments, Might explore some.
Right now, I'm just thinking, well, I'm already married.
That's fine.
It's fine. My friends have seen more of my body than they ever asked for. I have a friend that blacks out all the time. See how much of nudity you've seen on them. You know what I mean? So I'm not really that worried. So anywho, I'm so excited. Today we have a repeater.
Yep.
And
your friend Keri.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Author of Seven Hills Mysteries. Book 2 just came out. And I think last time we had her, she was writing book 2.
Mm-hmm.
Book 2 is out. Came out last summer, and they're currently working on book 3 right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
But today isn't about her literary genius. It is about the spooky, the unknown, the unseen.
I love this topic.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to her. This is on the heels of our last guest who was a psychic. So, yeah. Leaning into all things metaphysical.
All things metaphysical, all things just unknown. So
I love this topic.
I'm a little excited for a lighthearted conversation around spooky things. We're not delving into Keri's history of any sorts, but just more chatting about this topic. It'll be very close to my birthday when this releases.
It will. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So look, it's an early birthday treat.
Yes. For somebody who loves all things witchy and all things spooky.
Yeah.
Yay.
Totally. Before we introduce Keri, we do have an update, some sad news.
Yes, our little doggy Leroy passed away tragically. He escaped under his fence and was chasing a deer, which was his favorite things to do, was to chase animals. And unfortunately, the deer led him out into the road and got hit by a car. So we're very, very sad about that.
Very sad.
And that happened about a week ago now, so it's still very raw. But yeah, as everybody has to deal with grief, we are just doing our best to get through it. So having these kind of conversations with people I care about are a lovely distraction.
Yep.
So I appreciate it.
This episode is for our boy Leroy.
For our boy Leroy.
Welcome, Keri, to the pod. Thanks for coming back again. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me. Thank you.
You are one of our top 2 favorite guests. The first being ourselves.
So that means I am actually number 1.
That's right.
That is what this means. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
We knew having a conversation with you would be really fun. So
okay.
Especially this topic.
We'll see. Yeah, especially this topic.
So before we get into, we're going to talk a lot about the spooky today, the unknown, the things that dwell within the night.
Obsessed.
Prior to that, I will ask you this question.
Okay.
What new scary movies have you seen recently that you want to put your 2 thumbs up on?
Well, you know me, Rye. I'm notorious for having movie narcolepsy.
What?
So, where I will just fall asleep. I'm like, this is my favorite movie, and I'll be like asleep in, about 20 minutes. I did watch Nosferatu.
So good.
I want to admit I did fall asleep for about a half hour. But of everything I saw, which I saw the beginning and the end, I did really like it. Also, Smile 2.
Smile 2 was very good.
So good. I actually stayed awake through that whole one, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sort of I want to interview the two of you because I'm finding myself over here on the other side of the couch. I will never ever 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 again in my lifetime watch a scary movie. There's no part of me that is intrigued, wants to, needs to watch anything that scares me. And I don't know if that's our age difference or just because, like, I didn't really love scary movies when I was young either, but I did watch all of those scary movies because it's what
Halloween,
you did.
right?
The classic, the Halloween, Freddy Krueger, all those. And now when I watch those back, they're hysterical, like not scary at all. But at the time, I was petrified and couldn't go outside afterwards and realize, like, I really hold that energy in my body and I can't watch them.
That's fair.
So I don't. So what is it about scary movies, two ladies that loves all things spooky, that draws you? Is it the adrenaline? Is it what is it that really intrigues you about scary movies that draws you to them?
I think it's like that jolt of like adrenaline where you're like, you're safe, but it's the fun of like, like, like what could happen, or like, getting scared, but knowing that you are safe feels really fun to me.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. You identify with that, Amanda?
I do. I don't like any scary movies that are too closely related to like people doing horrible shit. Like people.
Like it can't be like real life stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't do true crime. I don't do any of that because that's too close to like the horridness that is already out in the world right now. You know what I mean? I don't like anything like that, but I like supernatural things because like Keri said, you're safe. You're just watching this thing. And I don't worry that then a poltergeist is going to come into my home. But if I watch a scary movie about someone breaking in and murdering people, I do then think this could be happening to me next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Handmaid's Tale is a little too real.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
I can't watch that. Yeah, right now I can't watch that. But like, Smile 1 and 2, I'm like, word, okay, although I do believe that stuff could happen.
Yeah, totally. So, I believe that it could happen. I'm just not as concerned as it happening like, that day.
That day. Yeah, like, right. I know. I think they give you like a couple week grace period before they go. They just start with like opening cupboards and like, moving your keys and things like that. Like they don't start.
And then your husband will tell you how hysterical you're being and nothing's actually wrong, as in every scary movie. Yes. We don't need to move. Why don't you just relax? Unpack the office. It'll be fine. And she's like, well, I saw a Victorian child run through the hallway, but okay.
Yeah. Although, as Riley knows, my husband is the biggest scaredy cat. Like, I'll try to scare him all the time. Like, oh my God. I have a corn husk doll that is probably like 100 years old. Who knows? And Riley is like deeply frightened of it. And I find her to be kind of chic. But anyways, so
you find her chic and you find her energy terrifying.
She's not chic. She is the scariest doll you've ever seen in your life. And actually, I'm going to have you send me a picture of her because she will be the graphic for this episode.
Please do.
Oh my God.
I would like others to see her and her fabulosity. But so many times I feel like the feminine urge to like ring the doorbell and just have her sitting there while my husband answers the door. But
I will tell you that my favorite thing to watch on Instagram or reels of any kind is people getting like spook scared by somebody, like boo, like just a boo scare and jumping out. The people that lay down with their heads just on the ground when people walk by, and it makes me laugh so hard that I cry. But I don't want that to happen to me. But I love watching people get scared like that. It makes me laugh, like uncontrollably. Stan's like, you're wheezing. And I'm like, this shit makes me laugh so hard. Like nothing makes me laugh any harder than watching
jump scare.
Yeah, than watching people get jump scared.
Yeah.
It is hysterical to me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you disassociate the two? That's what I want to know. We all three believe that there's other entities out there that can come into our homes, come into our bodies, and all these things, right? Or influence us in some way. We have our friend Sarah who talks about energies, not like making sure that you block negative energies, negative entities, you don't invite them in. So when you're watching these so-called movies with negative entities, do you guys, because I know that Riley is not afraid of a little, spelly spell over here. So have you guys ever do you protect your space? Do you not invite those in? Do you do any sort of witchy activities to make sure that your house and your energy stays safe when watching these said shows?
Scary?
No. No. The short answer is no, I don't. Well, okay, my mom's really into woo-woo stuff. Like she's a Reiki healer and things like that. And she always told me that they have to abide by our rules in our realm. So if you tell them hey, you're not allowed to be in my house or you're not allowed to be in this or that they have to listen. I don't know if that's maybe we should, I don't know how she learned this. I don't know what the deal is, but I've always kind of I've used that as my, way to never be scared. Cause I'm obviously they have to listen.
I love that. Well, you believe it. So that's probably true. What about you,
maybe.
Amanda?
I don't know.
Because there's been times where negative entities have been possibly in your space.
Well, but that's, I think, the difference, though, right? It's and Keri, I would love for you to talk a little bit about this, too. But when you grow up and you experience things that are around you, like you wake up and you're like, there's someone sitting on my bed, but there's no one sitting on my bed. Or, oh, my grandmother just died. Now books are flying off our bookshelf. Stuff like that. When that happens, I think in real life, when you experience how that feels, watching a scary movie is just like,
yeah, right.
I
agree.
And Keri, talk to us a little bit about some of those experiences that you've had, if you're okay with that.
I mean, I feel like my mom has had way more than me. I feel like there was a couple things growing up where I would see I think what they call shadow people in my house growing up, and my mom experienced a lot too. But I would occasionally see a guy that was just a shadow figure with a black hat walking through our house. And I used to be really deeply, deeply afraid of that. And then I don't know, it's very strange because as I've gotten older, obviously I'm just I think it's delusion. I'm well, obviously I'm so protected and obviously I'm this or that, and so, I think when you have experienced some of these odder things, you're as long as I keep to the positive and as long as not to victim shame, if anyone has had bad hauntings, maybe that's not really true, but as long as I keep to the positive and as long as I'm doing good and whatever, I'll be surrounded by good things. I don't know.
Can you talk about when your mom had that experience with getting you guys out of the house?
Oh, sure. So, I guess, this was probably back in the 80s or maybe early 90s. There was a time when, myself, my sisters, and my mom and dad were all really sick for a prolonged period. And my mom was having nightmares during this time that a little girl was coming to the door and saying, "Let me in, let me in." And my mom was a preschool teacher. She loves kids. She had 3 kids, that whole thing. And she said she just knew this little girl was evil and to not let her in. Well, she kept having this dream. And one night it terrified her so badly. She packed myself and my sisters and my dad up, and we all went and stayed at my grandma's house, who lived just like the next town over. And I guess that night it got like below 0 in temperature. And what they found out was we had, I think it was a carbon monoxide leak in our house. And if it would have gotten below that certain temperature, we would have maybe even passed away, is how it was told to me. And my mom thinks it was like the dream, like warning her to get us out of the house.
I got cold chills.
I think it's crazy because we talk about this with different people and different guests on the show, but like everyone has the ability to tap into intuition and like those like foreshadowing events, whether it be a dream or like a feeling. I think that we often like ignore it because we're like, well, I don't want to be the crazy person that's like, let me get my whole family out of the house in the middle of the night.
Right.
But then that could have saved your life.
Yeah, maybe.
We've also had some, I feel like we had some pretty weird, maybe extraterrestrial experiences at your house last time I was there.
Okay, I don't even remember this. Do I just block everything out?
Remember all those little green orbs everywhere?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Why don't these things penetrate me?
You're protected.
Now I do remember this, yes. And and then I'm sorry, we'll revisit that. But another friend of mine and her husband said they've seen shadow people out in my yard, and they were like deeply freaked out. And another one of Ryan's friends said he felt like the attic of my house really creeped him out. And I don't feel anything except for just pure bliss.
Maybe you're just deeply okay with all of that. Like in your mind, you're like, I'm fine. This is all fine. And these entities are not here to harm me and everything is okay.
Yeah, I think I do. Like the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, I have my like spirit guides with me and I feel really connected and really obviously protected to the point of whatever. And like stuff like people will say stuff and then it's very weird because I don't think about it again.
What are your relationships with your spirit guides like?
Well, I read the book. Okay, now it's gonna escape me. Signs by Laura Lynn Jackson. And she just talked about in the book, and I believe you read this as well, Rye, that you can call on your spirit guides for like anything and everything, like not just the big things, like the little things too. And I remember one of the first times I did it, I called on them was to get my student loans forgiven. And and that happened for me, which was amazing. But I don't feel like I'm as in tuned as maybe other people, but like I've heard people say they know their names, they know like so much about their spirit guides. And I really don't know that much, but all I know is they've been helping me out financially, especially, which is great.
I love them.
Yeah. So like spirit, like sugar daddy,
Spirit sugar daddy. Whoever it is my spirit sugar daddy.
Yeah. I like that. I wish I had one of them. Dang.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
you do. You just clearly need to talk to it more often.
Are you calling upon them to get your hundreds of thousands of dollars like I am?
Love this energy.
Work better.
Yes. Yeah. So, Amanda, tell us about your experiences with seeing ghosts.
I definitely saw many more growing up. Like I don't think really as an adult I have seen a lot of like shadow people, for example. But when I was little, our attic was very terrifying for me. And I mean, I at one point moved my room up there because I was like, I'm gonna face this head on like an idiot. And I like had bought, I was like sneaking into the mall. Most kids were like drinking. I was like going to the new age section of the bookstore, like buying witchcraft books on the down low, like hiding them from my parents in a closet with candles. I watched a lot of The Craft, so that didn't help. But no, I always sensed things. I felt things. My uncle actually now lives in my childhood home and tells me that he believes it's haunted so badly. He hears people upstairs all the time. He shut off the upstairs. He lives fully in the downstairs of our house.
Right.
And he's like, no, there are definitely things in this house.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so that was helpful because, when a 70-year-old man is also like, hey, maybe
So
she
much
wasn't.
so I don't go up there.
Yeah, so much so that I boarded off upstairs.
Right.
That did make me feel better because I would see people walking through the hallway, sit on my bed, like, and I had a lot of death early on in my family around me, and I had grandparents that were very open to those things. So I feel like I was just around it probably a lot more than the average person, maybe. Then you go to college, you tell everyone you don't like country music or ghosts, and you just push that aside, and then you meet friends like Keri who remind you that, hey, like these things are out there and people do believe in these things. And now I just see lots of orbs, lots of orbs, lots of feelings, lots of dreams, lots of like, I don't want to say premonitions might be too strong, but a lot of times I feel like I know something bad's going to happen and then it does. Yeah. So that's more.
What was the last one that you called Sarah about?
Oh, I felt like someone was like standing in my room, like in the corner of my room, in my closet.
Right.
Just
and you'd had a terrible dream, right?
Yeah, and then I woke up and I thought I saw it in the corner.
Yeah.
So a lot of mine are dream attached, dream adjacent, I would say. I dream every single night. So.
Yeah.
Or I remember them at least. So
I don't remember my dreams.
Really?
Very rarely.
Keri, do you remember yours? Do you feel like you have an attachment that way?
No, I don't feel like I have it that way. I feel like I often remember my dreams, but I don't feel like I dream like too much spooky stuff, to be honest. Which is strange because I'll like fall asleep watching shows like The Haunted or, like My Haunted House and stuff like that. Like those are my like night shows. So I'm.
That's what I put on for my downtime. when I want to get sleepy.
I like to drift off to sleep from the dulcet tones of people screaming in horror. So yeah, but I haven't had like maybe I feel okay because I haven't had too many scary ones, I guess.
Yeah. And what do you think are like your top, let's say 3 to 5 mythical creatures, right? Or scary things that you're like, yeah, I'm really into this.
Wow. Well, okay, so should I start at 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to count them down. I feel like at 3, I have to say, is vampires.
Yeah. Okay, this is important. What was your vampire canon event in this life that you were like, hell yeah, vampires?
I feel like way back in the day was Interview with a Vampire with Brad Pitt and, kind of like the lighter makeup. You know what I mean? Act like you guys don't know. And then, of course, like Vampire Diaries, although I didn't watch that like when it aired, I watched it later. But, all those shows with kind of like the hunky vampires.
Did you ever watch Angel, the spinoff from Buffy?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Oh, that was...
Everything vampires I'm fascinated with. So it's funny. I don't like scary things, but I never was scared of vampires. I thought they were cool.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I never was scared of it, ever. I was like, they're badass. Whatever that is, that's badass. I want to be that.
Well, I want to be immortal.
This is way before it was cool. It was way before, vampiring was cool. So I would watch every vampire movie known to man. If it was about vampires, I would watch it.
I love that.
Well, it's hard to be terrified when they're so hot.
Exactly.
Like
strong.
Speaking of like horror movies, like I forgot to mention Long Legs.
Long legs. How could you have forgot long legs?
I don't know of like more recent, but it's kind of like Longlegs was scary because I mean, with love, he's not attractive. You know what I mean? And I say that with love because I love Longlegs. But you know, it's hard to be terrified of all the vampires because of how hot they are.
Yeah.
Never was.
Yeah.
Dracula, all of them. I just found them all intriguing.
Yeah, they're all like sexy time, like luring you to your death by being hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Way worse ways to go.
Right.
Oh.
Right. I'm going to stay young and immortal in.
Yeah, done.
I forget about that whole bloodthirsty part, but it's all.
If you have watched Twilight, which I hope everyone here has, you would know that you can live off animal blood. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now,
But
what are your
it
thoughts
makes you
on?
weak.
I need to know.
2 and 1. We haven't got to
Well, before we do that, give us your hot take on Twilight. It's important. Cultural divide.
Well, so I mean, I feel like when I went away from Twilight, everyone made fun of like Kristen Stewart, but I was like, I love her now. Like now, but I will say I love her more in like her current era where she's like kind of like doing more like of a gender bending look and like smoking cigarettes because you know how much I like deeply love cigarettes as a non-smoker, but
as a non-smoker.
But I
really like the look. I just want to carry one around.
I like her. I don't know why. I just like my takeaway, and I did not like Edward at all. I didn't like him to take his shirt off. I wanted him to put his shirt back on. I didn't want. No. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Do you know Robert Pattinson had a stalker that was so horrible from Twilight that he actually just took her to dinner and just talked about himself the whole time to bore her out of liking him? It was like complained about his stardom the whole time. It was like, I hate being famous. I hate Twilight. Just so she would stop stalking him, and it worked.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
So maybe that will change your opinion on him as a person.
She's like, nope.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He was just very pale, and it was just like giving like I need like a vitamin IV, and that was making me uncomfortable.
He wasn't buff enough for me.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be more buff, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted him to be strong and buff for some reason. So
and like
it was even though he was made to be strong, obviously he was a vampire, but it just didn't come across that way.
He should have been like Emmett style in terms of body type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he wasn't.
But the book didn't really depict him that way either. In the book, he was pretty slender, it said. So if you read the books, if you're a reader of the books before movies, unfortunately, then you're always disappointed by the.
I always am.
By the movie in some ways. So.
Yeah. I almost always am.
And the three of us are avid book readers. So
yeah.
You know, when you get to the movie part, you're like,
yeah,
in so many ways.
Except for the Hannibal series.
That's true. That is very true.
That's true.
That I feel like Hannibal, the movie was so much better than the book ending.
I agree. Totally.
Yeah. Totally. And I reread those. So obviously we're talking about Hannibal Lecter and Clarice Starling and, Silence of the Lambs. And, the book ending, like, he was like, yeah, I'm drugging her, but now I don't have to anymore. And we're in love. And I'm like, excuse me? Seriously. Like, I way preferred the movie ending.
Yeah, it was way better.
Yeah.
I love all the Hannibal movies. I think they did a really nice job with all of them. Even like Red Dragon. People don't love Red Dragon. I love that one.
No, I love Red Dragon.
That's probably the skirtiest I could get to a horror movie is like the Hannibal series. Like, where you're just watching a twisted mind, but it's not really super jump scary. And it's really more mind fucking and than anything. And that intrigues me. Like, I'm like, man, somebody that's that twisted is an interesting person to observe, but it's not so scary. Like, crazy.
See, I disagree. I think Red Dragon, and the first time I watched that really scared me deeply.
Yeah. I didn't watch Red Dragon, to be fair. I've only watched Hannibal. I've not seen the Red Dragon movie.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want to say you should watch it. You have homework, but then I think he
I've
won't
watched
sleep.
Silence of the Lambs and I've watched Hannibal, but I've not seen The Red Dragon.
You should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same vein, but
yeah,
just more psychologically. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I might not ever sleep again. Is what you're saying? Because those are real people. Like that's a real live situation if somebody could find themselves into. So I'm like, okay. So vampires was 3. Number 2 was.
Oh wait, are you guys not giving your 3?
Well, I will do yours first.
Yours first.
Oh, okay. 2, I said sentient dolls or puppets.
Oh God. Oh, my absolute worst nightmare.
I love like a doll that like when you turn away like slowly blinks or smiles.
Oh God. You know?
Like I just remember like as a kid watching the Goosebumps Night of the Living Dummy and reading that book and being like, I'll never be this happy again.
So Chucky's a big deal to you? Like those kind of like the Chucky movies?
I love Chucky. I do love him. But you know, there's other like
Annabelle?
there's a scene and Annabelle's more like, now that is my girl. I love her. And but there is this scene on the Salem show that was also on the CW, like Vampire Diaries, where there is this doll that like turns her head around and it's like probably like a 17th century doll. And I was like, wow, love.
Literally my worst nightmare.
And you have the Cornhusk doll, which we can move past. Do you have any other dolls like that around that I don't know about that I should know about?
I don't, but you know, she does have a full dollhouse she lives in my basement. And no, I don't really like I'm not really I have like one collection, but I'm not a super big collector. Like but I love like stories and books and movies anytime there's like a haunted object.
Yeah.
You know, like Robert the Doll or the real Annabelle. Like anytime I see something on like YouTube where someone's talking about that, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah. I think it's crazy. Like you watch Annabelle the Creation, obviously.
Yes.
And what I think is fascinating about doll hauntings, I hate them personally. A lot. And I think it's because the women in my family have been longtime collectors of terrifying dolls. And my great aunt still has a room completely full of that I literally haven't been in ever because I won't.
Thank you.
But my great aunts collected porcelain dolls and some porcelain clowns.
Wow.
And that was really hard for me.
Clowns don't bother me for some reason.
I just don't like that. Okay. I will get to mine later.
Yeah.
Point is, the thing I like about dolls and the thing I think are interesting about doll hauntings, especially in film and in books, is I love the origin story behind how they came to be. And I liked Annabelle the Creation. I loved the story about how Annabelle became.
Okay, my number 1 is witches.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I would never, I even just recently like rewatched The Craft. Like Feruza Balk, that's my queen. I love her. She's so
What happened to her?
Incredible. I don't know. I was just thinking though, like I was like, Rye, when you like get your book done and get a movie deal, she's got to be like play the lead. Wouldn't that be incredible?
If we can find her. I don't even know what she's doing these days.
I heard she was running like some kind of like Wiccan shop thing in like California somewhere.
That's so crazy.
I don't know if that's
Truly
true. But yeah, I don't know. That movie was like one of those that was like so formative that I'm like, this is incredible and like comforting. And I think like part of the reason for my love of supernatural is not just like, oh, you get a jolt of fear, but you're safe, is also like there's so many unknown things on this planet, in this universe and other universes, whatever, that I think it's really fascinating.
And talk to us about how your love for witches kind of inspired you and how quickly you wrote The Magician, your second book in your series, because obviously it's about the sisters, but the second book really goes into more of like actual witchcraft. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just having this lifelong, like one of my favorite books as a kid was called The Witch Under the Stairs. And my mom would read that to me all the time. She would walk me to the library and I would always rent fairy tale theater.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I loved the Hansel and Gretel episode with, that witch. And it was just so iconic. And so I grew up watching that, and of course Hocus Pocus, and more of the kind of mainstream like The Craft. And just also being into woo woo myself, I don't know, I was just like kind of a little bit, it's like kind of write what you know and what you enjoy, and then living in that kind of universe of Seven Hills, I guess, was just so fun for me. And like getting to go into that universe, so to speak, every single day to work on that was a blast.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Totally. Now, when you were writing it and you were like coming up with the scenarios and like thinking about like spells and spell work, like did you draw on any inspiration from anything in your real life?
Yeah, I would say a little bit. And from my own study, like I'm someone who's worked through not the whole thing, but a good portion of Buckland's. If you guys know anything about that, it's like a big book that's like a workbook that you actually work through. And there's things like developing, psychic abilities, manifestation techniques, things like that. So I did incorporate that into the writing, but some of it is just, inspired by just everything, right? Not necessarily even my own personal experience, but things I've watched, things, other people have said that, I put all into that.
Yeah, totally. I was just curious because it was so freaking good. And I feel like I loved book number 1, obviously, but number 2, I was like, whoa, this is so good. I cannot wait for book number 3. And would you mind telling us where you are with that a little bit, maybe?
Sure. I mean, well, plugging along, I will say, especially the first chapter, I think, of the book is like witchier and spookier than the second book. So they kind of progress as they go, being more witchy, more spooky, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're working on it every day, but it's just one of those things. Spread the word, guys, is the second favorite guest next to the host. But, spread the word, and maybe, I can have more free time to work on writing that.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Okay. What are your 3?
I have to go 5, but I won't go into I won't go into every single one of them, but I do have a top 5.
Okay. 5.
Okay. Number 5, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call him.
Okay.
Obsessed. The thought of him being out there, people are just hiking and he's just out there like trying to live his best life. Like I love it. I love people that are obsessed with it and have like paw prints of Bigfoot. I watched this whole docuseries on people who have said they've seen Bigfoot. I am so intrigued by Bigfoot.
Awesome. Okay.
So that's 5. Okay. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so 4 would probably be vampires.
Okay.
I used to sit under a tree. I was obsessed with Buffy, like hardcore. And I would sit under this tree in my back alley at like sunset and just deeply wish a vamp would come by
And bite you.
and bite me and turn me. That's all I ever wanted.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then 3, this is where it gets tricky. My top 3 are, okay, so 3 are demonic possessions.
Okay.
Oh,
I especially, and I'm opposite of religious, Catholic demonic possession movies, The Rite, The Haunting of Connecticut, Emily Rose. My favorite. That one's scary as fuck. That's the scariest movie I think I think that's one of the scariest movies ever. Like, it's not a comfort movie for me like The Conjurings are. It's like an actual scares me every time.
Yeah. Insidious.
Oh, Insidious. Yes. Demonic possession in general, I am so scared by, but I love it so much. So much. My top 1 and 2, it's hard. So, Witches and Aliens. I love aliens.
Yes.
I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah.
I hope to meet them. I am that crazy person on Independence Day with like the Beam Me Up poster. That's all I wanted. Carrie once asked me if I would be romantically involved with an alien, and I said yes with zero hesitation.
Right?
Yeah. The question had barely left my mouth, and she was like, yes.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, okay.
Well, I can't wait to meet them. And then witches are the same, the same upbringing in the 80s and having all those shows. I remember, what was the Witch Mountain show? Something Witch Mountain.
Escape to Witch Mountain with Kim Richards.
Oh my God, that was so good. Watching Halloween Town, I just wanted to be her. I just wanted to have a grandma that taught me to be a witch. And even watching Bewitched, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all those things, I just really had always resonated with them. So yeah, that's my top 5.
Yeah, that's my daughter's name, Sabrina.
That is your daughter's name, Sabrina Rose.
Because I love witches. Yeah.
I love it. Any of those surprise you too? Are you shocked by any of those answers?
I'm surprised about the demon. The demon. That one surprises me a little. But I also am surprised by her dolls. Both of those things are absolutely fucking terrifying for me. And to say that you're fascinated or that you love them seems wildly strange to me.
Yeah, it's not
wildly
normal.
strange. I totally understand the obsession with aliens.
So what's your top 3?
With my top 3 would be aliens, vampires, and witches.
Okay.
Yeah. And not necessarily in any ranking order. Witches would probably be vampires would probably be 1, honestly.
Okay.
That would probably be my number 1. Witches would be 2nd, and then aliens 3rd. Yeah, and without hesitation, I would totally have relations with an alien.
See?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. See, I'm very, maybe it's because I'm an Earth sign. I'm very grounded to this Earth. I don't want to be with the aliens. I want
to meet them. I want to understand their culture. It's a very Sagittarian. To me, that's like the new world, traveling to a new place. I'll be like,
okay.
Yeah. And, when you're there, right, you do what the natives do. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
When in Rome, as they say.
But I don't even have those parts. I don't even know how we're going to do that. It could be really intriguing about how that even comes to play. So
love finds a way.
I would be totally in on the alien play. Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally in. My husband probably has something to say about that, but yeah. But I would be really fascinated, all the alien movies of learning them coming and talking to them and trying to figure this out.
One of the best.
Yeah. I love those movies. Love those. I'm totally in on. Or sci-fi when you're traveling in space and coming across different planets and cultures and peoples and. Yeah, I loved all of that. I would watch a sci-fi movie right now all the time.
Okay.
Any moment.
I've taken a hard anti-space stance in my life.
You really have.
And I think it's because my dad watched Star Wars and stuff nonstop. I've literally had to be like, I hate space. And I can't.
But I grew up on Star Trek. Star Trek was really popular when I was a kid. But also Sabrina the Witch, Bewitched. Bewitched I grew up on. I watched that show on repeat. I thought she was the coolest thing that ever was. But but their adventures out in space and being beamed down and beamed up and checking out new things, and it totally speaks to my Sagittarian side. I'm like, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
In.
Love that.
Totally in.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, Keri, tell us about your relationship because you are our Earth sign, and we're talking about the unknown and supernatural, about your relationship with forest and maybe the fairy world, the fae world, maybe portals. anything that you feel like could be otherworldly within our dense, not even just forest, but like, the trees, all of those things.
I always see on like TikTok, and I don't know if it's like my paper of choice, TikTok. I always see that people are like, you can't go to like X, Y, or Z country or culture and not believe in fairies anymore. And that's always really intrigued me because I'm like, okay,
Same.
what do they mean by that? As far as my own relationship, I don't know that I like super big have one, other than I do feel a deep connection with nature and feel most relaxed when I'm in nature, when I'm hiking, when I'm in the woods. But I've never seen anything like, that I think would be like Fae-esque. I mean, I'm dying to. I do look for like a house made out of candy when I'm out there because I will definitely. I'm a sugar addict, and like B, like I mean, I would definitely move in, but yeah, I don't know, but I am fascinated. I would love to go to like a country or culture where there's a lot of like fae legends and things like that, and see if I can experience something that would be up my alley, but I haven't really gotten a chance to.
Now, I just started reading Court of Thorn and Roses.
Yes.
Tar, whatever people call it on the streets. And I have only read one other Fae book, and I really liked it a lot. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. I just finished Fourth Wing about dragons, which I didn't think I was going to like, and
loved it.
Crashed through it. I loved it so much. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to give this a try. Man, every second of every day, all I wanted to do is read it. It is all about fae and fairies, and I can't believe how much I am obsessed with it. Now I'm like, God, I got to go somewhere where I can meet these people. I just feel trapped here in this mundane existence, and I want to be with these people.
Yeah.
Too big
that's
for fairy people. Am I too big?
No. They're not what you think. They're not Tinkerbells.
Oh, they're not little.
No.
I'm thinking that fairies are little.
That's how they trick you. That's a Disney version of fairies.
Oh.
Fae? No. Hot. Sharp ears.
Sharp ears, but hot. I like this.
Well, I think some of them are little, right?
Like
depending on.
Yeah.
There's
like that's the whole thing. Is they're like a whole species.
Yeah, like aliens have different species, and I think like fae people do. Again, from my paper of choice TikTok, from peer reviewed TikTok is what I hear.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I would like nothing more if that was the truth. I would love that. I would love to.
Could you imagine walking and stumbling upon a mushroom ring and entering in and being teleported into a fairy world?
That would be amazing.
Love. They're kind of violent.
Are they violent?
Well, humanity's violent.
That's so true.
Are we all humanity? Just trash?
Oh yeah,
like,
we're all
no
violent.
matter the species. Yeah. I don't know.
That's your
yeah.
You're
if they
right.
were watching us from outside, they'd be like, "These people, Jesus,
yeah,
they can't wait to kill each other,
right?
For any reason." Yeah, exactly. You're totally right about that. We are a very violent species, so no different than them.
No.
Yeah.
They're doing it to usually protect their lands. So can't blame them. God knows we don't.
I'm pretty positive that our house in Granville was haunted.
Really?
We would all see a little girl that walked around. But she was not a negative entity. She was never anything threatening. It was always great energy there. Listen, my house was built in the 1800s. There's for sure ghosts here.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, this house is haunted. And I was like, if it is, again, there's no, I'm like, Keri, I feel safe here. I don't feel like if there are negative entities here, they're at bay. Because if there are entities, I just feel like they're positive because the energy here is positive. So I just don't feel like, and my experience in this world is that I will suddenly get wafts of smoke like from my papa's pipe.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm outside, like I'll get smells suddenly, then I'll be like, oh, he's around, right? So I'll have these olfactory kind of responses
That's
to things,
interesting.
that I'll sometimes smell a smell or hear a sound or a thing that immediately makes me think of that person. And I just automatically will say hello to that person because I'm assuming that they're around me. Those kind of things. I feel like that sort of energy, I think, shows up for me a lot, where I feel like somebody is just around. Whether I catch a glimpse of something in the corner of my eye, or it's never like the shadow people, like what you guys are describing, like where you see a full on figure. It's more of a, you think you see something out of the corner of your eye, when you turn, there's nothing there, but you definitely felt like you saw something, you know?
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Those things happen a lot.
Yeah.
Me. Or something I'll smell, or
Yeah.
something that catches my eye that's very specific to a person that's passed, or so I do feel like I have a connection in that way to to like maybe the next life, or another plane.
Yeah.
But never anything scary. I've never
Yeah.
had a scary haunting where I felt like an entity was there to do
Be
something.
disruptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be disruptive or to scare me.
Yeah. And maybe we can end with everyone's thoughts on past lives. Keri, would love to know how you feel about past life stuff.
Well, I mean, I do believe in it for sure. And you know, like my mom would tell me like weird things I would say as a kid, and she always felt that that indicated I had lived other lives and other lands and whatnot. And again, you know, as my mom being someone who's woo, I just remembered this one day she called me and she's like, "Hey, Keri, like I got a message, like this is your last life. See ya." And I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's like, wow, okay. So I guess after this, I'm done. I've reached the pinnacle of mediocrity. Yeah, mediocrity. And now I guess I'm not coming back. So yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys on the other side next time around. But yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in that, because you know, I feel like we could really nerd out and be like, where do the souls go? And like energy can't ever die and all that, you know, rhetoric surrounding it. And you know, I do believe that. And if not, I think like the functionality of it, to, you know, talk about maybe like theorist Emil Durkheim, is that, you know, it gives us something to get us out of the mundane, right? Like Christy was saying, like we get so caught up in like, what am I going to eat for dinner? Or I have to run this errand or whatever, that it feels like a fun escape to be like, well, there's interconnectedness and maybe there's this and maybe there's that. And I like the idea that we come back and have different experiences, or we've lived different experiences before.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to look at it.
I feel like deja vu lends yourself to like previous lives, you know, like where you feel like I've done this before. I've been here before. You know, like this situation feels similar to me. But
Yeah.
I also feel like there's things, you know, my grandson talked about his brothers and his other house he lived in when he first started being able, you know, like just he's 4.
For me, I obviously believe in past life stuff. But I think it's interesting because I am afraid of certain things I have no reason to be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
And that always makes me feel like, why is this thing happening? Like I can't wear anything close to my neck at all. I get very, very freaked out about having things close to my throat, and I have a hard time swallowing.
Yeah.
And I get very, very, very anxious if I am leading a group of people or a person and things go wrong. Like you've seen it in action. You both have. If I'm in charge and something goes wrong and I feel like the well-being of everyone is like up to me, I start to panic. And I have been told that in a previous life, I was a leader of people in a war.
Oh.
And I wonder if like I got choked to death or something horrible.
Or hung.
Or hung. Or something of that nature, just because of how deeply those, and it's not even like I'm like talking myself mentally into it. It's a very physical, real fear that overtakes my body. I was hiking with a friend and it got dark way quicker than we thought it was going to. And I took her on the hike and she's like, I've never seen you like scared. She's like, I could see on your face that you were like really afraid. I've never seen you like that. And I was like, well, I felt so responsible for having you out here in the dark.
Yeah.
And so anyway, stuff like that makes me think like, you know, not only do I believe it, but I think that we have, if we can open up to it, some deep ties to those experiences. So,
yeah.
Well, Keri, thank you so much for being on the pod and coming back. We're so excited to have the opportunity to talk to you about all of these things and then really to also just get amped up for your next book. Do you want to tell people where they can keep up with you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Keri Kovacsiss or my sister Leah Kovacsiss. We also have on Instagram a Seven Hills Mysteries page where we mainly talk books. And we also have a TikTok, although we haven't posted yet. So you can follow us there.
But you can send them things on TikTok and they will look at them.
If you guys want to send me like, I didn't get a chance to talk about my whole top 5, but like,
oh my God, what are your other 2? We have to know.
Well, I was going to say my full top 5 was 4 and 5. I had ghosts and skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers. Tell us about that.
Okay, so really briefly, my understanding is some indigenous groups like the Navajo believe, and again, I'm not an expert, so forgive me if I'm getting this a little bit wrong here, but skinwalkers are people that are supernatural that can shapeshift.
Yeah.
So they'll shift from like person to animal and in between.
Yep. Skywalker Ranch, baby.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys, I love looking at videos of stuff like that. So yeah, we could exchange videos, and I promise I'm trying to get into an influencer light moment, but unfortunately I'm deeply uninterested.
I'm deeply uninterested in that life.
Or it could be that. I don't know. I fear it's the prior point, but
I just think, who has time for social media when you're out exploring the woods,
when you're trying to find fairies and fae.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's no time.
If you're trying to find a portal into the fae world, then
yeah,
who has time for social media?
Right, totally.
Exactly.
Except I will say I have been impressed with your TikTok presence in terms of sending videos. So
you're welcome.
Very nice work there. Yeah.
All I do is send Amanda videos that's like, if this initial owes you ice cream, and it'll be like an A, or like this initial owes you a vacation. All I do is bombard her with like 30 of those videos, and she's like, thanks.
Between videos that always have an A, first letter of the alphabet, and people accidentally butt dialing you because you have an A as your first initial.
Oh, right.
I get a lot of unwarranted "you owe me a cake" situations.
Yeah.
But I do love cake, so I will oblige.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Keri, we love you. Thank you so much.
Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Good luck on the 3rd book.
Okay, thank you.
Remember, you can like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartMusic, Spotify, YouTube, and then you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
And if this episode resonated or you thought it was just fun and you want to share it with all your friends, please share.
Thank you. Love
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Love you.